Ever wonder how cruise lines turn a relaxing vacation into a masterclass in quiet manipulation? From free perks that aren't really free to cabin decks that hide sleepless nights behind ocean views, every part of the ship is designed to make you spend, smile, and never suspect a thing. Some of it's clever, some downright creepy, and a few tricks will shock you. These are the 15 cruise secrets cruise lines use to trick passengers. And at the end, I'll share one bonus move you'll wish you knew before you boarded. Secret 1. Free perks that quietly raise your fare. You've seen it splashed across the screen. Free drinks, free Wi-Fi, free tips. It sounds like a deal too good to pass up. And that's exactly the point. Here's the truth most passengers miss. Those free bundles aren't really free. On most sailings, the cost of every perk is quietly baked into a higher base fare. You're not getting a bonus. You're just prepaying in disguise. Cruise lines do this to anchor your brain on value instead of math. The moment you see the word free, your focus shifts from total cost to imagined savings. It's behavioral economics at sea, and it works brilliantly. By bundling drinks, Wi-Fi, and gratuities together, the cruise line not only makes comparisons harder, but locks you into their premium pricing tier, even if you won't fully use it. Most travelers don't realize until they're on board that their included Wi-Fi is the slow messaging tier. Their drink package adds an 18 to 20% daily service charge, and free gratuities only cover specific staff, not the mandatory hotel service fee added per person per day. Do this instead. Before you book, run the numbers 3 ways. First, the base fare with no extras. Then, the fare plus only the add-ons you'll actually use. Last but not least, the free perk bundle. Then compare the totals. 9 times out of 10, if you're a light drinker, share Wi-Fi, or skip specialty coffees, a la carte wins by hundreds. And that's the real secret. The smartest cruisers know when free isn't free. It's just well-marketed math. Secret 2. The drink package math trap. Unlimited drinks sounds like freedom, the kind of indulgence vacations are made for. 2 lattes in the morning, a smoothie by the pool, a few cocktails at dinner. It feels like you're winning, but that's exactly how the cruise line wants you to think. Here's the catch. Those unlimited drink packages usually come with 18 to 20% service fees tacked on before you ever take your first sip. On top of that, most lines impose price caps per drink, meaning premium liquors or cocktails over a certain dollar amount aren't fully covered. Even premium coffee might be excluded unless you upgrade to a higher tier. And yes, bottled water can count as a drink. The strategy is pure psychology. The cruise line locks in predictable revenue while many guests never actually break even. You're either over-drinking to justify the price or spending half your trip ashore where the package doesn't apply at all. That's why so many passengers end up in the same trap, paying hundreds for a sense of freedom they don't really use. Do this instead. Do the math before you sail. Most drink packages require 6 to 8 alcoholic drinks per day just to break even. And that doesn't account for port days or early mornings. If that sounds unrealistic, skip the package. Instead, buy a specialty coffee card. Enjoy the occasional a la carte cocktail, and bring a reusable bottle to fill at water stations using a cup for hygiene. By day 3, you'll realize what the cruise line already knows. The real hangover isn't from the drinks, it's from the receipt. But money traps are the obvious ones. The next trick is quieter, and it starts before you even unpack. Secret 3. The deck trap. Beautiful cabin, miserable noise. You did it. You scored a balcony cabin. Sunshine, sea breeze, and your own little slice of ocean view heaven. But here's what most travelers never realize until it's too late. The wrong deck can turn paradise into a sleepless nightmare. Cabins directly beneath the pool deck get the 6 a.m. scraping of lounge chairs and the midnight clatter of people dragging them back. Under the buffet or galley, You'll hear rolling carts, clanging dishes, and thudding footsteps at all hours. Above or below the theater, nightclub, or casino, expect bass vibrations that never stop. Forward cabins on lower decks catch the rumble of anchors and bow thrusters at dawn, while aft cabins under galleys endure carts rolling past until late at night. Cruise lines know what they're doing. The phrase ocean view or balcony sells the dream, not the peace and quiet. It's up to you to decode the fine print. That's why so many people end up on travel forums typing, "Why is my ceiling stomping?" They booked a guarantee cabin or grabbed the first balcony they saw open, never realizing what's set directly above or below it. Instead, use this mini checklist. First, choose a sandwich deck, cabins above and below for your insulation. Avoid any room under the Lido, buffet, galley, theater, or nightclub. Next, if you're motion sensitive, go midship on a lower deck. If you're a light sleeper, avoid connecting doors and crew service areas. Look for blank door icons on deck maps. Want a view? Double check that your balcony isn't blocked by lifeboats. Yes, it may cost you an extra $50 to $150 to skip the guarantee fare and pick your exact cabin. But the silence, that precious ocean swaying silence, is worth every penny. Secret 4. Ship time versus port time. The missed ship illusion. Your phone reads 3:05 p.m. and all aboard is 3:30. You grab one last espresso, snap a photo by the dock, and stroll back toward the pier feeling perfectly on schedule. Until you look up and see nothing but open water. Here's what just happened. You trusted local time, not ship time. Most cruise lines keep the ship on its own clock for consistency, sometimes matching local time and sometimes not. Your phone, however, automatically adjusts when it connects to local towers in port. That tiny invisible switch can mean the difference between waving from the pier and waving from the deck. Cruise lines do this to keep operations synchronized. Restaurant hours, safety drills, show times, crew schedules, all run on ship time. But it's up to you to adapt. They'll post reminders in the daily newsletter or app, but one missed line of fine print is all it takes. That's how so many travelers end up with the same nightmare story. I was only 10 minutes late. The ship's gangway doesn't care. When it's closed, it's closed. Do this instead. Manually set your phone to ship time as soon as you sail. Next, confirm all aboard the night before, not just departure time. For independent excursions, make sure to build in 60 to 90 minutes buffer. And remember, back on board isn't a friendly suggestion. It's the hard cutoff before your floating home sails without you. Secret 5. Oversold sailings and guarantee cabins. You see it and smile. A guarantee balcony for hundreds less than the standard rate. You're flexible, you think. How bad could it be? Here's the catch. That flexibility is exactly what the cruise line is counting on. Guarantee cabins promise you a type of room. Inside, ocean view, or balcony, but not a location. Once you book, the line can assign you to any open space in that category. And on busy sailings, that usually means what's left after everyone else is picked. Translation? You might get your balcony, but it could sit right above the nightclub, under the buffet, or beside a crew service corridor that never sleeps. Some passengers even end up with obstructed views behind lifeboats or beams. In rare cases, oversold categories lead to last-minute shuffling, a quiet kind of musical chairs at sea. Cruise lines use guarantee fares for inventory control. It lets them fill ships from the top down while holding the best cabin spots for last-minute premium buyers who will pay extra for certainty. And that's how the deal gets you. You feel smart for saving, then spend the cruise wondering if the thumping above you ever stops. Instead, if sleep, views, or motion sensitivity matter to you, choose your exact cabin. That control is worth every dollar. But if you still want the lower price of a guarantee, At least call the line or your travel agent and request no under galley or theater, or midship only. It's not guaranteed, but it's often noted. A guarantee cabin might save your wallet, but when the ceiling starts rattling at midnight, you'll wish you'd guaranteed your peace instead. Think you're just another anonymous passenger? Think again. Crew aren't just there to smile. They're quietly assessing how you move, what you buy, and when you'll say yes. And before we go deeper, a quick pause. If you're finding these insider secrets eye-opening, hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel stay alive so more travelers spot the traps cruise lines don't want you to see. Secret 6. Facial recognition, RFID, and crowd science. You tap your medallion, a door opens, a camera blinks, a smile greets you by name. Seamless, right? Behind the magic, ships use RFID wearables, purchase history, and CCTV analytics to track movement and predict spending. It's how they place a photo deal right after formal night, or a spa promo the morning after rough seas. It's smart business, maximizing efficiency in sales, but it also means you're constantly being analyzed. You can enjoy the tech, but stay intentional. Pre-decide your budget for drinks, dining, and extras. If an offer doesn't fit your plan, just smile and walk. You'll outsmart the algorithm. Secret 7. Tender port priority, the excursion bias. At some ports, you'll need a small boat to reach shore, and that's where the hidden hierarchy begins. Ship-sponsored excursions get priority tender tickets, while independent travelers can wait an hour or more. It's not sabotage, it's protection. Cruise lines favor their own tours to avoid complaints if delays happen. Instead, book later independent tours after 10 a.m. or choose ship excursions for early slots. Want off first? Arrive 15 to 20 minutes early for self-assist tender tickets. That quiet head start can save your whole morning. Secret 8. The Embark Buffet Funnel. Everyone boards starving and heads straight to the Lido Buffet, a noisy maze of trays and crowds. Here's what most people don't know. The main dining room or a quiet cafe is often open for lunch, serving real menus and no chaos. Cruise lines funnel people to the buffet because it's predictable crowd control. Instead, skip the first buffet. Check your app or daily planner. There's usually a calmer spot open nearby. Start your vacation relaxed, not elbow deep in pasta. But if crowd pressure makes you buy fast, the next few traps make you buy often. Secret 9. Spa, photo, and one-night only sales that repeat. Today only, 20% off. Sounds urgent, but don't rush. The same spa and photo deals often pop up again, especially on port days when the ship is half empty or on the final sea day when they're clearing inventory. It's classic yield management. Discount when demand drops. It's best to book massages on port mornings for lower prices and fewer crowds. For photo packages, wait until the last night. That's when the real digital bundle deals appear. Secret 10. Internet tiers designed for friction. You pick the basic internet plan to save a few bucks. Just messaging, right? But by day 2, your apps freeze, pages won't load, and frustration wins. You upgrade. That's the design. Cruise lines intentionally throttle basic tiers to steer you toward premium packages. It's not broken, it's behavioral upselling. Make sure to pre-purchase the plan you actually need before sailing. It's usually cheaper. If you only need texting, check if free shipboard messaging works in the app. And on port days, hit a shore cafe. 5 minutes of real Wi-Fi beats hours of buffering at sea. Secret 11. Shore excursions. Guarantee versus real risk. If our tour is late, we won't leave without you. Sounds comforting, but that promise only applies to ship-sponsored excursions. Independent tours can be cheaper and more personal, but if traffic or weather delays you, the ship won't wait. The guarantee is what lets cruise lines charge a premium. Make sure to choose third-party tours with clear back-to-ship guarantees. Schedule returns at least 90 minutes before all aboard, and always have a plan B. Taxi number, port map, and extra time. For far-flung ports, the higher ship-tour price might just buy peace of mind. Secret 12. Daily service charges and tipping confusion. You see gratuities included and think tipping's handled. Easy, right? Not quite. The daily service charge, sometimes called crew appreciation, is separate from automatic bar, spa, and specialty dining fees. That included label often covers only part of your bill, usually through a limited time promo. Cruise lines do this to keep crew pay stable and bar revenue predictable, but it leads to double tipping without realizing it. Some passengers even remove the daily charge in protest, not knowing it directly affects their cabin attendant's pay. Keep the daily service charge unless there's a genuine issue, and tip extra in cash for exceptional service. For any package you buy, remember, the service percentage is already built in, so you don't have to tip twice. Secret 13. Elevator psychology and flow patterns. As soon as boarding starts, everyone flocks to the atrium elevators, the busiest spot on the ship. But the forward and aft banks are usually faster and almost empty. Cruise lines design it this way on purpose. The central area keeps passengers near shops, photo stations, and bars, perfect for impulse spending. So, when elevators jam, walk one bank over or one deck away before riding. And during embarkation or disembarkation, take the stairs for one or two decks. You'll reach your cabin long before the lift doors even open. Secret 14. Chair hogging and the quiet zone map. By sunrise, every prime pool chair is claimed with a towel and a paperback, and half will sit empty for hours. Cruise lines rarely crack down because conflict looks worse than clutter. They'd rather let guests self-police than spark mid-deck arguments. So, skip the drama and relocate. Head to aft sundecks, upper promenades, or adults-only zones that open early. If a chair's been untouched for 30 to 40 minutes, ask a crew member about the official time limit. You'll end up with a better view and a calmer day. Secret 15. Code words and quiet emergencies. You hear Alpha Alpha crackle across a crew radio. A door closes and everything seems normal. But it isn't. Cruise lines use code words for medical emergencies, fires, or overboard alerts to avoid panic among passengers. You're not meant to decode them, just to stay calm while trained teams respond. If you find a closed stairwell or blocked area, don't push for answers. Follow crew directions and step aside. The fastest way to help is by giving space. They're handling what you're not supposed to see. So you've seen how the game is played. On price, on flow, on psychology. Now for the small move that feels almost unfair once you know it. Bonus. The 60-second move that skips embarkation chaos. The moment you step on board, the excitement hits. And so does the crowd. Everyone floods straight to the atrium elevators and the Lido buffet. Trays colliding, lines snaking, voices echoing off the glass atrium. It's a classic first-day funnel, engineered by design. Cruise lines direct passengers toward the most visible spots so they can manage flow and keep the high traffic areas looking lively for those welcome aboard photos. But here's the move that veteran cruisers swear by. Walk past the first everything. Skip the atrium elevators. Skip the first buffet line. Instead, take one flight up or down and head aft, where you'll find a second elevator bank and smaller lunch venues most passengers never realize are open. The first hour after boarding is pure bottleneck. Everyone's bags are still with porters, cabins aren't open yet, and hungry guests move in the same direction. Just one deck or one elevator bank away, there's usually open seating, shorter lines, and staff actually waiting to serve you instead of juggling crowds. By the time the masses finish their buffet trek, You've already eaten, found your rhythm, and can reach your cabin in minutes with no elevator wait. The ship feels calm, spacious, almost like it's yours alone. So remember the mantra every time chaos looms. One bank over, one deck away. It's the fastest way to start your cruise the way it should feel. Peaceful, effortless, and entirely under control. Boarding tips. Small moves that make a big difference. Now that you know the games cruise lines play, here's how to sail smarter. A final checklist to quietly dodge every one of those secrets. Embark timing. Arrive 5 to 10 minutes before your assigned slot. Too early, and you'll be stuck waiting outside. Muster reality. Complete your e-muster scan and briefing right away. Some venues stay locked until you do. Specialty dining. Book your steakhouse or sushi night on day 1 when discounts are common and crowds are low. Photos. Go digital only if you don't need prints, and buy on the final night when bundles drop in price. Laundry. Use self-service during long port days, not sea days, to avoid queues. Hydration. Bring a flat, collapsible bottle and fill using a cup transfer at drink machines. It's cleaner and free. Do these small things and you'll sidestep the hidden traps most passengers never notice, cruising like an insider from day 1. You're no longer at the mercy of the ship. You now see the design behind the smiles, how free perks aren't free, how crowds are steered, and how some cabins promise paradise but deliver sleepless nights. That's the difference between drifting with the current and quietly taking the helm yourself. If this helped you see cruising in a new light, hit like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to stay ahead of the tricks cruise lines don't want you to notice. And when you're ready to plan smarter, watch the next video on your screen. Travel smart, move quietly, enjoy the ship on your terms. Your voyage is just beginning.